I'm Nova.
I'm Jack.
And this is
Two Shmucks and a Bunch of Yucks.
This is special.
Yes, we are.
Welcome to the show. Jack, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. This week's been a little tough, but not in like any sort of world-shattering.
More of like an existential mental crisis.
Not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay, so we're scaling down.
We're scaling down.
down.
It's more
Okay.
just like, life kind of sucks sometimes, and then it is what it is.
Living life, living in the world,
living in the real world. Yes,
that is the way that this goes for sure.
Yeah,
I totally am with you. Life, as they say, goes on.
life, as they say, goes on.
A classic Jeff Goldblum quote.
Ism.
A Jeff Goldblum-ism. Ooh, I like that. A Bloomism. Silly boy.
We got Odin upstairs with us this recording.
Jack's dog, Odin.
Yep. He's just walking around being silly.
He's a good boy.
He's a very good
keep
dog.
him up here because he's being loud downstairs.
He is being very loud. He loves to bark and talk. Well, he loves to talk more than
good boy.
Like barking. He loves using his voice.
He's a big, goofy, good boy.
Yes, he is.
But now he needs to be quiet.
Anyway,
but yeah,
what are you up? What have you been doing this week?
Moving around and getting my mic thrown in my face. Moving around and getting ready to move and work and doing all sorts of normal life stuff. You know?
Yeah, dude. Moving's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. It's going to be an adventure, and I'm very excited to do it with our good buddy. So we're rocking and rolling, getting ready. I got rid of a lot of crap I didn't need in the house, which felt really good, actually, because I was going through all my stuff, and I found a bunch of crap I just didn't need.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like, really interesting. I know, right? He's such a wild man. Really interesting finds. My grandpa, when my grandpa passed, we went through all their stuff. Mm-hmm. As you do, because you're trying to get rid of it so you can get rid of their estate and clean up all the stuff. Mm-hmm. He had this old, like, 40s, 50s, like, VCR recorder.
Really?
Handheld, dude.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in like a little briefcase. It was a big briefcase thing.
Yeah.
Right, and I was like, dude, that's so cool. I want to take that when he passed. And then, like, I find it, like, 5 years later sitting in my room. I'm like, when am I ever going to use this?
Yeah, seriously.
It, like, records VHS, and I'm like, who has a VHS tape anymore?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I guess we'll just donate it. But, like, I don't know what we're going to actually do with it. But I still have it. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it's really cool.
Yeah, of course.
It's, like, really cool memorabilia. And I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do with it. But we'll probably donate it. Or maybe, I don't know. I was going to try and see if I could get it to a pawn shop and do that. But, like,
yeah, pawn shop or eBay, if you want to sell it, it'd probably be the best way to go.
I mean, some weirdo's going to buy it.
Yeah.
Maybe, okay, weirdo's not the right word. Someone who's very eclectic.
Yes.
Someone who thinks that that's really cool. And, like, that's fine. I'm just like, that's not going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm never going to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, like, that's super cool. I want that. And then you get it. And then it just sits around collecting dust. Like, what am I ever going to
look at it?
Yeah, what am I ever going to do with this?
He did have this really cool 3-tiered, like, thermometer, barometer, and humidity, like, clock thing. Mm-hmm. That's like it's 3, like, octagonal clocks in a row that you, like, hang up, and one's the barometer, one's the thermometer, one's the humidity level. And I was looking at my dad, and we were looking at it. I'm like, does this thing even work? And then we tested it, and it works beautifully.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, like, it was like, what's the temperature outside right now? And my dad's like, oh, it's like 65. And I looked at the phone, it's 65. And on the clock, it was 66. I was like, that's pretty damn close.
That's pretty damn close, yeah.
So I'm going to keep that because that's cool.
Yeah, that's actually cool stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, that's super cool.
Yeah.
And a humidity level. And it's Washington, so humidity was going like this. The arrow was going to the point where it said humid.
Yes. Yes. Very much.
Yeah.
Very many yeses.
Yeah, lots of Washington things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wet. Washington stands for wet. The W in Washington stands for
the
wet.
W Washington stands for wet.
Wet as shit.
Yep. Yep. So, yesterday,
Yeah.
we hung out with a couple of our buddies,
We did. Quite a few of our buddies.
And
my buddy who has got the pad right now because everyone's living there right now.
Yep.
Life is tough.
Life's tough.
But when you got your friends and you got your family and you got your health, you're doing good.
You're doing good.
It was a ton of fun.
It was a ton of fun. Watched some WWE.
Yeah. A classic. Everyone likes the WWE. Not everybody.
Not everybody.
I wish everyone liked the WWE.
I wish,
It was
yeah.
fun.
It's super fun. Like, I'm not super into it. I paid attention a little bit a few years ago.
I think it's more fun when you watch it with somebody who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, you're like, oh, who's that? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is that happening? And then me or our other buddy who's really into it could explain it to you what's going on.
Yeah. It's like, I know, like, 4 or 5 people that are
yeah. Hey, man.
even related.
That is super, like, okay. Being a casual, and that's not an insult in any way or shape or form. Being a casual fan of the WWE is totally fine.
Yeah.
Because you could be a freak like me or a freak like our buddy who just go and like
laser focus in on it.
Laser focus and like read all the like behind the scenes stuff and watch every documentary and watch like try and read into it and like the thing is, and I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but I am going to toot my horn a little bit as I can predict a lot of what's going to happen.
Like you did last night.
Yeah, which was insane, by the way.
It was insane.
I didn't think that was actually going to happen, and then when the lights went out, and I was like, oh, no way. And then it happened. And I was like,
there was a moment last night during one of the matches, during the main event match, where a group that hasn't seen screen, from what I'm understanding,
it's been a while.
A group that hasn't seen any screen time in quite some time, randomly reappears in the middle of a tag team match.
I found out why it's not random because so you remember the guy I was telling you about, Bray Wyatt?
Yep.
It was the Wyatt 6 who reappeared last night.
Okay.
Bray Wyatt, his birthday was yesterday.
Oh, okay. So in honor of their brother who had passed away, correct? Mm-hmm. The Wyatt 6.
It was so they had been in the WWE for a minute. They had reemerged later last year.
Okay.
Because they were redoing it, and they're a big storytelling element. They're really sick. I think they're really cool. It's a really cool story element.
Okay.
Bray Wyatt initially started the Wyatt 6. If you don't know about it, go look it up. It's incredible stuff. So Bray restarted it. Or Bray didn't restart it. Once he passed, they restarted it not too much longer. Actually, a decent while after he passed. With his, I think he's his brother or her cousin. I'm pretty sure it's his brother, Bo Dallas, who is Uncle Howdy, who the main guy in the mask. Mm-hmm. And they restarted it with all those guys, and it's a really cool story element. Like the way I'll have to show you the video of when they reemerged. It was really cool.
Okay.
And so, but Bo got hurt recently.
Ah, okay.
So they didn't, and the rest of them are like cool, but they're not going to be able to stand on their own without Bo Dallas.
Gotcha.
Because
okay.
He's the main guy, right?
Sure.
He's the leader. Uncle Howdy himself is the leader. So they took them off there for a little bit while he recovered, and it's just so fortuitous that he was ready to go on Bray's anniversary of his birthday. Yeah. So it's like, oh, that's really sick. It just so happened to be on a Friday night. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, during SmackDown. It was
such a fortuitous timing for them to hit it.
Yeah.
It just worked so perfectly. I can't believe I didn't connect the dots beforehand. Obviously, I'm not like going to look up Bray Wyatt's birthday because it's gone. When I saw it, though, I was like, oh my gosh, that just makes so much sense.
It just makes sense.
And the way it was so good the way they did it. It was incredible. That was like the best moment of the night, in my opinion, of the entire show.
I'm thinking,
like, because I mean, there's some cool stuff that happened, but like,
I think my favorite was a super cool moment. Yeah. My favorite moment, just because of some of the cool moves, was during the 3-way match to see who gets to go to Money in the Box.
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Thank you. Sorry.
It is in a box.
It is in a box.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. It's just not right.
Was it the male one? The dudes?
Yes, the three.
Yeah, so
the
Ray
three
Phoenix, Aleister Black, and
LA Knight.
LA Knight. LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. That was a great match. Ray Phoenix is incredible.
Dude, some of the move, because, so, for those listening and haven't seen it, Ray Phoenix is a smaller dude, kind of like luchador. a luchador vibe.
He's a luchador,
literally. And one of the dudes is a bigger guy. Like, in it's
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
He's not super big, but he's big.
But he's a bigger dude, maybe 6 foot.
Yeah, LA Knight's decently tall.
Yeah, but anyway.
Stocky.
So, seeing Ray Knight, sorry, not Phoenix. Ray Knight. See, I'm the
good.
uninitiated. I'm the uninitiated.
It's okay. He was watching it with us, and I will correct you. I got you. Don't even worry about it.
Ray Phoenix.
Yep.
Seeing some of the moves, like the big leg, like jumping up on, wrapping your legs around somebody's head and like flipping them over, and some of that stuff is just so cool.
Athletically, Ray Phoenix is like incredible.
Yeah,
he's amazing. You know, his brother is Penta.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his brother.
That's pretty cool.
They tag team together for a while.
That's really cool.
So Penta came first. Obviously, Penta's a huge thing right now in WWE.
Okay.
And Penta modeled his stuff after Rey Mysterio, like the most famous luchador.
Yes.
And then
I'm sure even our listeners know who Rey Mysterio is.
I mean, if you don't know who Rey Mysterio is, look him up. You'll see his face and you'll be like,
oh, okay, that guy.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
So and then Penta came in and he blew up and he's awesome. It's so good. And so his brother Ray came in not too long after. So Penta right now is on Raw, Ray's on SmackDown. Eventually, me and another of our buddies, not the one we hung out with last night, another one of our buddies who's also really into WWE, thinks they're going to rejoin and tag team again.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Which is sick.
That would be pretty cool.
But yeah, Ray is athletically super gifted. He's a high flyer, what they call. So he'll like dance on the ropes and like do a bunch of like spins and flips and jumps and like the Hurricane Run is like the one where he swings around. They'll do that a lot, it's super high octane entertainment.
It's really fun to watch. Like I know a lot of people are like, but wrestling is fake. It's like, yeah, kind of duh.
Some of that stuff they do is real.
I mean, some of they take hits and like the athletic part is
real. They
just
know how to do it.
The scripted part comes from storylines.
1000%.
So like when people are like, "Oh, it's all fake," it's like it's a show. Like you don't go and watch like a Broadway show and think, "Oh, it's all fake."
Yeah. Oh, that's not real. They didn't actually sing that.
Yeah, it's like
so
lions can't actually sing. It's
okay.
Your suspension of disbelief needs to be in a place where you can
be able to buy in.
You have to buy in. You have to just go, okay, you know what? This is just fun. It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment. I'm just going to watch it. And
Some
it's going
of
to be
the
a good time.
athletic feats they do are cool, especially when you get into like a ladders match or like a steel cage match, which there's going to be one later on today at a PLE called Saturday Night's Main Event, and it's going to be awesome. A steel cage is incredible, and they do all this crazy stuff in there. I've seen some insane stuff in steel cage. So like athletically, they are gifted.
Like when a guy picks up another guy and throws him down onto the mat, that's real.
Yeah.
That's a real feat of athleticism.
People are like, oh, there's pads on the mat. No, there's not. No, there's not.
No, there aren't.
There are not. It's plywood, dog. It's going to hurt.
Yep.
And there's real injuries that happen. And
we thought we saw one last night.
Yeah, no, it was really good faking.
Yeah, it was a really good fake.
Also, part of it is selling how hurt you are.
Yeah.
Like, there's some you'll watch and you're like, oh my God, are they actually okay? And then, like, you'll see something happen and you're like, okay, they're fine.
Well, like, for me, what sold it is, like, the ref looked genuinely like...
The refs are also actors.
I know they are, but the ref looked like, oh, crap, like, that wasn't...
Yeah.
It looked like it wasn't part of the routine.
It's so good because you're buying into the buy-in.
Yeah.
It's why it's so good.
Yes. 100%.
Like, oh, are they actually okay? Like, oh my God, they're hurt. And then you see something happen. You're like,
it was a ruse.
Okay.
They lied.
Yeah.
They lied.
Yeah. And then, like, if you're an experienced watcher of it, like, I was sitting there. I remember when we were all looking at it, right? And then, like, someone's like, oh, you and a couple of somebody else was saying, oh, he's actually hurt. I'm like, no, watch this. And the guy comes through.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. I was like, sometimes they are hurt. When they are hurt, you'll see like someone throw up an X.
Okay, that means like genuinely like shows like we're stopping, not stopping the show, but like
they're changing what's going to go on. They're like, okay, I think someone's actually hurt.
Yeah,
right. So like,
because some of those moves like they do, like you could easily roll an ankle.
Some of them are dangerous.
Yeah.
There was a ladder match at, which one? I think it was the last Money in the Bank. I'm not sure. Might have been
Money in the Box.
That's so funny. They should change it to that. I can't remember what it was, but it was Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens when Cody had the title still. It might have been last Money in the Bank. Yeah, I think it must have been. And then Cody did what's called an Alabama Slam to KO. So they had so you know the announcer's table in the ring.
Yep.
They had a ladder in set
between
up
them,
long way in between them.
Okay, like horizontally.
Cody, Alabama slammed KO through the ladder.
Oh shoot!
And we're like, "Oh my God, that's incredible!" Like, and he the way he rolled up, I was like, "Is he actually genuinely hurt?" And then Nick Aldis, the British guy you saw last night, the manager of SmackDown, came out because what they'll do is the thing if they're like trying to stop a superstar from like hurting somebody,
Yeah.
quote unquote, is they'll like bring out a bunch of like backstage employees and like security guards, right? And it's all part of the act. But I saw Aldis throw up the X, and I was like, oh, KO's actually hurt. And he was kind of hurt, but he was okay. But he has a neck injury now, so like he was supposed to wrestle Randy at WrestleMania.
Oh,
and that's why that didn't happen. But so he must have gotten hurt that match.
Yeah,
but it looked bad, bruh. It was like,
I mean, yeah, those ladders, they're aluminum ladders, so it's not like you're not going through something like cast iron and like
still real.
It's still a real
those
thing,
tables they can get scratched up. Like when you throw them through the tables, those wood shards are real.
Yeah, those tables that you see at every church in the country. Yeah,
literally those.
Yeah, it's literally those.
Kendo sticks, those are real.
Those are real kendo sticks.
Whipping sticks, bro.
Yep.
Those chairs are real chairs.
That's like a real steel chair. Yeah. Sure, they pull the punches a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you're not actively trying to hurt the person. You're trying to sell that you're trying to hurt them.
And then the person that is taking what's called the bump, which is the hit, is supposed to like know how to take it properly.
Exactly. You need to. So
it's like rolling with a punch.
Something I think you would genuinely enjoy is the channel Funhouse, who I'm sure I've told you about before. They did when Rooster Teeth was still a thing, they did a documentary on the making of them doing like beginner level WWE stuff and like actually getting into it. So like they show like how to take a hit and how to take a hit was kind of the coolest thing. Yeah. And like, okay, so
like when rolling with a punch,
literally, I was just about to say like doing a roll, like when someone like clotheslines you, for example, how to throw your body back and land on like a certain part of your back so you don't hurt your neck and all that sort of stuff. It's super interesting. I'll send you a link to it.
Oh, I'll definitely have to watch that.
Even if it's still a thing, because I think Rooster Teeth's site is just gone. So,
which is sad, but
was it though?
I really liked Red versus Blue, but
yeah, I miss the old Rooster Teeth shorts. That's what I miss the most.
There was some good stuff.
My favorite short. We're getting a little off topic here, but that's fine. We get to talk whatever we want. That's the beauty of this thing.
Did I not tell everyone we're just talking crap today?
That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
So two of the guys, the premise is that a dude has like a fake knife in his head, and he's like, "Oh my god, you have a knife in your head!" And the guy's like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." He's just like acting normally, and then he holds a mirror up to him and he starts freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, there's a knife in my head!" And he takes the mirror away. And he's like, "What are we talking about?"
Oh, it's one of those.
And then,
nice.
We got to go to the hospital. The other guy runs and he trips and he stands up and he's got a screwdriver sticking out of his head. And he's like, "Oh my god, you have a screwdriver sticking out of your head! Oh my god, you have a knife sticking out of your head! Ah! Do you guys want to get lunch?" And like they're freaking out and just cuts. "You want to get lunch? Yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, let's go get lunch." And then it's like them walking around town.
It's the deadpan, like
it's them walking around town with the screwdrivers and stuff sticking out of their head. That's
great. No, that's funny. That's comedy.
Pure silliness.
It's just silly comedy. And we like that.
Harmless comedy.
Bringing it back to WWE, they do that kind of stuff sometimes. So like R-Truth, the guy you saw with the dreads last night.
Yep.
His whole shtick is like John Cena's his childhood hero, but he's like 10 years older than John Cena. It's super funny. He's like,
you told me that last night, and it's still funny today.
So he's pure comedy.
Yeah.
Right. He used to team up with The Miz.
Okay.
And they used to be called the Awesome Truth.
Okay.
So they were a fun tag team until Miz kind of turned back to heel. Miz is such a great, like he's a legend at WWE. Really, he's been around for a minute, and he's incredible on the mic.
Yeah,
he's really good at promos.
Yep.
So and he's not a bad wrestler at all. So like they use him a lot to like move guys and prop guys up. So like that's why he's with Carmelo Hayes right now.
Okay.
So they're gonna prop Carmelo Hayes up, and
sure.
So the Miz's thing is he's awesome. And Carmelo Hayes' thing is I'm him. So it's I'm us him.
I'm us him.
Yeah, we're us him. So it's
really funny.
It's silly. So R-Truth is his whole character is like comedic. And it's really funny to see him do stuff. So like the Judgment Day, the group, that was what Rhea Ripley was part of initially for a while with Damian Priest.
I'm not familiar,
Okay,
actually.
So the Judgment Day was a big group that it was started by Edge. Okay, real fast history lesson. That was started by Edge when he came back from his neck surgery, and it included Rhea Ripley, mommy, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, eventually, and now the group is different because it's been changing a bunch. The group is now Liv Morgan, Dom Mysterio, Finn,
heir to the Mysterio throne.
Yeah, who hates his dad because his dad is a deadbeat, quote unquote. The whole point of
is that the
Dom,
story, or
yeah,
is like
Dom betrayed? No, his dad's a good person.
Yeah, okay.
It's the story is Dom hates his dad because he's a deadbeat and he didn't treat him right. Blah 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 blah. So Dom betrayed him and now he's like the greatest heel that's ever lived because no one likes him for betraying Ray. Like,
okay.
Screw you for betraying your dad because everyone likes Ray.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio is an actual legend.
Yeah, everyone loves Rey Mysterio. He's the only person that's ever been in the Hall of Fame while still being active.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he deserves it. He's Rey Mysterio. That's why our buddy, who we had his place last night, his username includes 619 because that was Rey Mysterio's signature. It's called the 619.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's like one of his favorites.
Okay.
And it's actually his area code of where Rey Mysterio lived. That's why it's called the 619.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
That's a little fun fact for you.
Boudica, 619. So Judgment Day was Liv Morgan, Dom Mysterio, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Carlito, and Raquel Rodriguez. And our truth back in the day, it was Dom, Rhea, Priest, Finn, and then I don't remember when JD showed up, but he wasn't at the time. It was just those four, but they were like the most dominant faction because Finn and Damian were both awesome. Finn Balor was an amazing singles wrestler.
Okay.
When he was coming up, and then they put him in the group, and it worked really well. And Priest was up and coming, and he's he's really good, and he's doing his own solo stuff right now, and he's been really good. And Rhea is obviously Rhea. Mm-hmm. Rhea's whole shtick was with Dom is she was his dommy mommy. She
okay.
She Stockholm syndrome Dom into being her little bitch boy basically. And so our truth was thought he was part of the Judgment Day. The rest of them were like, no, you're not part of Judgment Day. But our truth's whole shtick was, I'm part of the Judgment Day. So he would wear the Judgment Day shirts, and he would come and screw up their matches on accident because he's trying to help.
Yeah,
and it was so funny. And
that is very funny.
They would do backstage promos where they're all talking, and then our truth shows up, and they're like, "What are you doing? Go away!" And he's like, "No, guys, I'm part of the Judgment Day." It was just a bunch of silliness.
That's really funny.
So our truth's whole thing is he's super good comedically.
Okay.
But he's not a bad wrestler.
No.
But he literally just copies John Cena's moves, and it's so funny.
That's really, really funny.
So not 41, but WrestleMania 40.
Okay.
R-Truth and Miz, there was a huge, so they have each show, so SmackDown and Raw, both have a tag title. So there's the Raw ones and the SmackDown ones. So, but Judgment Day at the time, that was when Damian and Rhea were still in it.
Okay.
Damian and Finn had both. They had the Raw and the SmackDown ones.
Oh.
So what they did is they made a 6-team ladder match for both the titles.
That sounds...
It was awesome.
That sounds awesome.
Amazing. So Miz and R-Truth won the Raw ones. They took them. So in the ladder match, they were hanging up like Money in the Bank's going to be.
Yeah.
And then Miz and R-Truth got the Raw ones.
Okay.
So that Raw after WrestleMania, because John Cena showed up at WrestleMania 40 to help Cody win, right? To help Cody beat Roman Reigns for the title.
Okay.
And Roman Reigns had held the title for over 1,300 days.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was one of the longest title reigns. It's the 4th longest title reign in WWE history.
Wow.
And it was finish the story like Cody Rhodes. I think it was the whole point is a Rhodes had never won a major title.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
Okay.
So Cody won it, finished the story. He won it. He did it for his dad,
Yeah. I remember hearing about this.
But so John Cena had helped him to do that because John Cena had a beef with Solo Sikoa, who was a part of Roman's bloodline at the time. Obviously, that's all split up now, and it's much different. But John Cena showed up to help, and R-Truth and John Cena, R-Truth is his biggest fan, quote unquote. So they defended their tag titles against against the Judgment Day.
Okay.
Right? No. They were doing a triple threat match against the Judgment Day, but it was So it was JD, Finn, and I think it was Priest against R-Truth, Miz, and then they had a secret third person that they were gonna. And R-Truth was like, "But we can't see him," and it was John Cena.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
So they obviously won their triple threat.
Yeah.
So it was John Cena, R-Truth, and Miz, and it was really funny. They all did the "You Can't See Me" and they did the 5-knuckle shuffle.
That's very funny.
It was super fun.
That does sound super fun.
But like that's R-Truth's shtick, and it's really fun. And I enjoy watching R-Truth. But now he's going to face John Cena today.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Not
That's
for the
today.
title, but they're just going to like face each other.
Yeah, yeah.
R-Truth's whole shtick, I think, is kind of stupid. Like his character is dumb.
Yeah, like a jester kind of character.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. Necessary, but not a main stage
comedic relief.
Yeah,
yeah.
A necessary role, but like not
because some of those
not a
stories can
headliner.
get dramatic.
Yes, yeah,
but it's all scripted.
Yeah,
intentionally.
Like I said earlier, it's like going to see a play or going to see a movie.
Yeah,
because I know some people in my life who I was like, oh yeah, I watched WWE the other night, and they're like, why? It's all fake, and it's like. So was watching a movie.
Yeah, why did you watch Avengers?
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Like, because it's cool.
That stuff's happened in the comics. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
WWE, you actually don't know what's going to happen unless you watched it for so long. You kind of just can predict it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't even, because sometimes they will throw the curve at you. But yeah, people that say stuff is scripted and like get mad at it, I'm like, okay, exactly. Like, you watch a play, you watch a movie, you watch a TV show, that's all scripted.
It's all scripted. It's just it's entertainment.
Yeah.
The only difference is WWD has athleticism thrown into the mix.
You know what's not scripted that people keep saying is scripted?
Football.
So we have a buddy of ours who I love dearly.
We love dearly.
We love dearly. Sorry, I guess I can't just exclude you from that. We love dearly. Who likes to poke and prod at me and say that stuff is scripted specifically.
Rage baiting, if you will.
Because I am a massive football fan. Rage baiting, if you will. I am a massive NFL and college football fan. And he said, oh, the Super Bowl scripted every year. And I'm sitting there seething inside. Like, it's obviously not scripted. And I know he knows that it's not. Well, sometimes I don't know if he actually knows. But I'm pretty sure he knows it's not. And I'm like, okay, for those of you who actually believe it's scripted, let me break it down for you. Okay. The NFL is a business.
The first and foremost.
It is an entertainment business.
Yep.
They're trying to make money.
Yep.
However, what would be best for business? The biggest markets in the NFL, media markets, is what I'm specifically talking about.
Mm-hmm.
L.A., Dallas, New York, big cities, Chicago.
Yeah.
Big, huge cities with lots of people that really like football. And yet one of the biggest brands in the NFL is Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, sure.
The population's like maybe 300,000.
And not all of those are football fans.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm just for the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Not every single one of those
a
people is. Yeah.
Green Bay, Wisconsin being one of the biggest like brands in the NFL, like that makes no media marketing sense.
Yeah.
You like pick up what I'm putting down? Like if you were scripting the NFL, you would want the biggest media markets to be the best teams every single year.
You would want to ham it up so they have to work for it.
Yeah.
But
you would want them.
You would still want them to win more often than not.
Then win.
Yeah.
Dallas is the biggest brand in American sports. The Dallas Cowboys are the biggest brand in American sports, and they've been crap for 30 years.
You're going to catch some heat for that one, probably. Maybe not listeners here in Washington.
I don't care.
But I'm not saying
fans,
you're wrong.
Yes. Hold on. I'm with you. I know exactly what you're going to say. Cowboys fans, y'all suck. Sorry, y'all suck. Your team sucks.
Just calling them out like that.
They just straight up listen. Like, oh, but we've been like 14-2 some years, or like we've had some really good records. Yeah, how many Super Bowls have you had since the 90s? Zero. How many playoff wins have you guys had since the 90s? Maybe 4 or 5.
I think that one's worse.
It's disgusting because they've had some actually good regular season teams.
Mm.
There was a team 2 years ago where they went like 13-4 or like 12-5.
Impressive.
Which is a very good record. Dak Prescott, their quarterback, was second in MVP voting, and they lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Ooh.
To a 9-8 Green Bay team.
Wow.
And
that was like this last season. There was a huge upset between. It was a game we watched together.
The Lions and the Commanders.
Was it the Lions and the Commanders?
Was it in the playoffs?
Yes.
It was Lions and the Commanders.
No, it was what started the the Steamer Boys.
Oh, the Cleveland Steamer Boys? That wasn't in the playoffs.
That wasn't playoffs? That was a regular
Browns,
season?
That was the Browns versus the Steelers. And that one makes
it was an upset game, though.
Yeah. Yes, it was an upset, but it makes sense because it's a divisional game. Divisional games are a little different.
Oh, okay.
You see them every year, twice a year.
Gotcha.
Right? So you're going to know your division teams better than you're going to know, like... So, like, the Seahawks play the Rams, the Niners, and the Cardinals twice a year.
Gotcha.
We're going to know those teams better than we know, like, a team like the Bengals.
Okay, fair enough.
Because they're in a different conference, in a different division, in another conference. So we're not going to see them as much. So it's a lot more heated in divisional games. So it's still funny, the Cleveland Steamer Boys. It's super funny.
Yeah.
And it's funny that the Browns beat them because the Browns are a pariah of a franchise. They're just a joke. I mean, they paid Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed after he allegedly diddled 30 women illegally. You know, so like we're gonna pay this guy because we think he's talented, and then now he sucks. It's just
it's
the
motion
karma.
of the game.
It is karma. Honestly.
Karma. Okay.
You don't pay a guy like that. He's the first player in NFL history to have a fully guaranteed over $100 million contract.
That's nuts.
That guy.
That's nuts.
It's crazy. I think he's the only player that have a fully guaranteed contract still. Like that. That's that big. The precedent of being that huge.
It has been set.
Yeah. And their owner is a shit show. Anyway. Like, yeah, but yeah, why NFL's just not scripted, guys. Like, some things I get what you're saying, because like the refs sometimes make some really stupid calls, right? Mm-hmm. And people are like, oh, that's scripted. Like the Chiefs getting all these calls last year. I'm like, guys, if the script was a thing, the Chiefs would have won the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes, Taylor Swift's like the biggest media brand on the planet.
One of them.
Yeah, one of the biggest media brands in and of herself on the planet, especially for the U.S., right? Globally, she's big, but like in the U.S., she's massive. And she's dating one of the Chiefs players.
Yep.
So why would they not want the Chiefs to win? And it would be a three-peat, so it would make history.
Mm-hmm.
And Patrick Mahomes is the best and most popular quarterback in the game right now.
Yep.
So why would they let Philadelphia win?
For the upset, I guess. I don't know. I'm just speculating because, like, to play devil's advocate.
I get what you're saying. So, okay, Philadelphia has there's like one or two marketable people in Philadelphia. The NFL, first and foremost, and I know I'm not mad at you at all. The NFL is a business.
Yes.
They want to make money.
Absolutely.
What's the best way to make money? Is to push your biggest media stars.
Yep.
Right? However, the NFL doesn't script it because it is good when there's parity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it makes sense that that's the way they do it. But if they scripted it, it would be like the WWE where you kind of can predict what's going to happen every year.
Yeah, you'd be like, well, we're going to see Dallas versus the Patriots again, or Dallas versus the
Patriots
Giants.
Wouldn't even have been good.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
it's a terrible media market. Well, Boston's actually pretty big, so you might be right about that. But yeah, it would be like Dallas versus like another big A. Who's okay? So Dallas is in the AFC. Who's a big A? Like the Giants.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was
like the Jets, because the AFC in the Super Bowl or in the NFC Championship would be the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. It'd be like that every year.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, two huge
every once in a
brands.
while you would see upset Super Bowls just to keep appearances, but like
the Seahawks would have never been that good.
No.
We were almost a dynasty.
Almost.
Yeah, fucking A. I don't want to talk about that.
There's your one.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It was earned. It was justified.
I never want to talk about that ever again. If I never have to see that play ever again, it'll be too soon by half. But yeah, man, the NFL's just not scripted, guys. Like, I get it. You get mad, and people are like, oh, of course, no. If it was scripted, the Chiefs would have three-peated. Taylor Swift would have been happy, and she would have kissed Travis Kelce, and then she would have broken up and made another song about him. Or
they would have gotten married, then broken up, and then whoa,
conspiracy theory.
We got to save those for another episode.
Yes, we do.
I want to segue really hard, but I'm not going to.
I mean, hey, you can talk about whatever you want.
Nah. We need our buddy here for if we're gonna go down that road.
For the hard conspiracies, we definitely need our buddy, who is the one who's complaining about it being scripted.
Yeah,
and he'll try and rage bait me that episode, and I will do my best, audience, to hold myself back.
Yeah. I don't want to say he's good at it.
He is really good at it.
It's like I don't want to give him credit. Because he's going to hear this, and he's going to go, ha, see, losers, you dumb losers.
It's unfortunate because he is really good at it.
Yeah.
Because it's worked for 20-plus years, and I know better.
Yeah. Like, I'm really proud of myself. I was playing Monster Hunter with a buddy, was trying to get him into it.
Same buddy?
Different buddy.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to get him into it because he was interested. Me and him have been trying to find more games than just World of Warships to play together. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole either. But we were playing, and our buddy is just rage baiting me. Oh, Monster Hunter sucks. The game's for losers. It's so stupid. And I was getting heated.
A lot more slurs than that, too.
Yeah, and I was getting heated. And then I just had this epiphany, like, oh, I'm getting rage baited. And then our buddy just, no, you foiled my plans, no.
He's like the ultimate stir the pot kind of guy.
He really is. He can be really sweet sometimes.
Don't say that. I know he'll get really pissed off when you say that.
Good. He deserves to be angry.
Yeah. He's actually like the coolest guy like ever. Like he's so generous and nice and like
it's so funny.
He's like a real sweetheart, and he like pets puppies and like
donates
to charity, especially to the LGBTQ plus charities.
Let's stay out of that. Let's stay away from there.
Sorry. That's his thing, man. He's just such a generous guy.
I'm probably gonna cut that part out.
That's fine.
I would like some of our friends to be able to listen to this without going.
Well, I didn't say anything mean about it.
No, you didn't. But the implication is that Paul looks down on them. I'm not saying,
The implication is the truth. The implication is not an implication. It is the pure and utter truth.
Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry, we're laughing a little too much. Just kidding. Laughter is the best medicine.
It is. It is two Shmucks and a bunch of yucks. It'd be if we were just NPR the whole time. It'd be a little. It would be good for irony, but like other than that,
like the blank face. Yeah, I mean, like a Norm Macdonald dry comedy almost.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss Norm so much.
Good old Norm. Laughter is the best medicine. Doctor, you have stage 4 breast cancer. Have you tried laughing?
Have you tried laughing about it?
Ooh. No, actually, can I go through chemotherapy so we can actually get rid of it?
Can we get rid of that, actually?
Can we actually get rid of it? Yeah. I don't think laughter is going to help me
here. There's no other way to say this. I think you're wrong.
Yeah. I know you're a medical professional.
But I'm just going to have to go ahead and say I think you're wrong.
Imagine going into medical school. You're like trying to become a doctor. And like, you're like, I read somewhere that laughter is the best medicine. And your professor looks at you and goes like, get out.
Just leave.
You're like, excuse me? Are you trying to tell me that, like, you have a splinter? You have a big piece of wood stuck in your palm. Have you tried laughing?
Have you tried laughing about it?
And then the other doctor just like tweezers it out.
Yeah, and then you're like, wow, I'm gonna go with that guy.
That's the guy.
How
did you get a medical license?
How did you get a medical license? Cheating? Oh, well.
Cheating.
Okay.
I use ChatGPT to answer every question on my test.
There you go.
That's something that happens nowadays.
Yeah, I know it is.
That's the crazy part. AI is. I mean, has no one learned from Terminator? Has no one learned from Terminator? Why are we letting AI? Why, guys? Eventually, it's going to outsmart us.
It make our life easier.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe life isn't meant to be completely easy, guys.
It's not.
Maybe
we're supposed to have
the human
challenge.
The human experience. You're supposed to struggle.
There's a lot of problems in the world right now, culturally, because people were like, I don't have enough problems, so I'm gonna make some.
Yeah,
having some struggle is good.
And like, normal isn't the right word. Struggle that is natural. There we go.
Yeah, like your job sucks. That's just kind of like that's just one of those things. Like work.
99% of jobs are gonna suck.
Yeah, work is not necessarily supposed to be fun. It's work.
Yeah, there are the lucky few that enjoy their work, right?
Yeah, or like have found their calling and then like just really enjoy it. Like,
but there's still going to be parts of the job
that
suck.
Yeah.
Just straight up suck.
You're gonna get sick every once in a while. Sucks.
Yeah, you're gonna working out, staying healthy is a struggle in and of itself.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, but if you can push yourself through that, your life is going to be so much more richer and more fulfilled,
more rewarding.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy your life more. Here, take it from me. Take life advice from us, two schmucks, just sitting here
on a couch on a friggin' Saturday afternoon.
It's proven, man. Like that's the unfortunate truth for everyone.
Life's tough.
Life is going to be tough, but if you can find a way to navigate it, you're going to enjoy it.
Yep.
There will be parts of life that are just a ton of fun.
Yep, it's true.
You're going to struggle through things, and then you're suffering in your own despair is just not going to help you.
Yeah.
And people are going to be that and hear that and be like, "Wow, you've never dealt with anything the same that I have." I'm like, that's fair. Everyone goes through their own experience. Doesn't mean I haven't dealt with stuff.
Yep, it's true.
Doesn't mean I haven't. Maybe the stuff I've gone through is something you would consider harder or something that you consider easier. It doesn't matter. It's not a competition. Oh, I've suffered more than you.
Yeah, it's not a competition. Yes.
It's not a competition.
Yeah. I used to struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
Being like,
me too.
I would downplay because like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been through some shit.
Yeah. No, for real.
Like I've been through some shit. So like,
I can back that up.
I used to struggle with being like, well, but my suffering isn't as bad as X, Y, or Z's suffering, but that doesn't help me.
Yeah, it's just downplaying. It's just like you have to get through it. You have to go through it. You have to accept that what you're dealing with is what you're dealing with, and that it is hard.
Yeah,
because everyone like people are like, oh, the rich people that maybe they don't have as much of a financial struggle as you. Right,
but maybe they have familial problems.
But yeah. Like a lot of the people in Hollywood, they can't keep a relationship.
I was just saying that last night. I find it really impressive when like Hollywood style couples can stay together for a long time.
Yeah, because
it's impressive.
Yeah, because when you're in Hollywood, you're like your life is on display.
Yeah,
every mistake you make is like quote unquote mistake. Everything you say is like analyzed and it's crazy. I don't know if I could. I mean, I probably would. I want to trade being able to be financially.
Would you rather like to change money for anonymity?
And part of me is like, I want to see what it's like.
Sure.
I want to see what it's like to be financially free and not really have to worry about anything financially. But then the other part of me is like, but would my mental health suffer? I think it would.
I definitely would. Being in the public eye would not be good for me.
I don't, because I want to be able to say what I want to say without anyone scrutinizing me. And people do that anyway because free speech is supposed to be a thing. And sometimes it's not, but most of the time it's supposed to be a thing where you're able to say what you want to say within certain boundaries.
And then the idea is you let society deem like if you say something that's wrong, society collectively goes, we don't like that. You don't get forced by some other power to be like, no, shush.
Yeah. And society can also not like something, and you could still be able to say it.
Yeah. That's the point.
That's what free speech is.
Yes.
Is I'm able to say something that you might not like it, but you're allowing me to say it.
Mm-hmm. Which is one of the reasons I like doing a podcast.
Yeah, because we're here. We're going to say what we're going to want. We're going to try and...
We're trying to keep it family-friendly as much as we can. PG-13.
PG-13, yeah. Parents, if you let your kids listen to this all the time, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, also, like, why? Yeah.
We're not talking about Bluey over here.
No bright colors. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Bluey. I'm good. It's a good kid show, but other than that...
It's surprisingly good.
Here we go. We're going to start talking about Bluey.
No, we're not. I just wanted to say, because I know somebody who will listen to this. He watches Bluey with his children and his...
Hey, that's different.
Yeah, but like...
You're watching with your kids.
But like... It's surprisingly good. Like, that's all I'm going to say on it. It's surprisingly good.
If you're a fully functioning adult and you watch that just by yourself and you have no kids...
That's
fine. Listen, that's fine. It's weird.
It's a little strange. It's out of the ordinary.
Out of the ordinary.
It's out of the ordinary.
Weird is not a negative term. It's just weird, okay? And you're like, "Oh, your intonation is that it is bad." I'm like, "No, not at all. It's just weird."
We mean weird and out of the ordinary in this
Yeah,
context.
exactly.
Not like creepy or anything like that. It's just out of the ordinary.
I just don't want to have to say out of the ordinary all the time, guys. Like
that, you know what?
I don't want to expand my vocabulary too much.
Fair to you.
Listen, I'm a schmuck. I'm not supposed to sound smart, guys. Listen. And you're like, "Oh, but sometimes some of the points you make do sound smart." I'm like, "Hey, man,
that's a fluke.
Dead clock is right twice a day." The only times that I will vehemently stand behind my beliefs is when it comes to football.
Yeah, that one you're allowed to put your foot down.
Listen, guys, I am obsessed. I really like WWE, but I am obsessed with football. I will watch so much football, it is almost a little crazy. I had that setup where I had 6 screens going at once, and people were like, "Wow, that's insane." And I'm like, "Do you actually watch all those games?" I'm like, I focus on 2.
I try to.
I focus on 2, and like when commercials hit, I kind of like watch the other games, and like I keep track of them. You know, I just really like football, and I watch replays and stuff all the time. It's it's my passion. It's what I really like. It's my hobby. Would I like to pursue a career where I'm involved in that stuff? Sure.
That would be super. You would be really good at it too.
It would be fun. I think, I'd really enjoy it. And it depends on what kind of career it would be, like being in the organizations or being in the media for it. I don't know if I could stay in being in the media for it, because the media for it makes me just so mad. Like, they're allowed their opinions. So, like, they're doing a great job because they're supposed to try and get. It's almost kind
they're
of like
farming engagement.
It's almost like our buddy. It's kind of rage baiting.
Yeah,
it's like engagement farming is a for sure thing, where they say something and I'm like, that is so out of pocket wrong that I want to slap them, but I don't actually want to slap them because I know they're not stupid. They're just saying that.
Yeah.
I just want them to be true to themselves and have an actual opinion, and that's why sports podcasts are better than sports shows.
I see what you're saying.
Like if it's on cable, you're playing up. If you're on a podcast, you're saying your true thoughts.
Yeah. I get you.
Like, it just is what it is. That's why I listen to a lot more sports podcasts than I do sports shows. There are a couple sports shows I like to listen to because they are entertaining. But, like, a podcast is, you're going to get more unfiltered, more honest opinion. And there's also a lot of those guys that analyze, and girls. There's some really super smart chicks that watch football. One of them's actually from Seattle.
Oh, cool.
And, like even smarter than I am, I think, for sure. Like they will. Well, they also have access to more tools than I do.
Sure, but they throw down.
And there's no disparaging. I'm not disparaging them for having access to more tools. They have access to more tools, and they have more time to do it, and that's awesome. And they dedicate that. I would, if I legitimately did what they do, 90% of my media time would be dedicated to watching football tape and stuff. And that's really fun, but I don't know if I could do that all the time because I like to expand my library of being able to watch stuff and play games and watch other things and go out and do stuff with friends,
Yeah, making it it's one thing to have it as a hobby, it's another thing to have it as a career.
Yeah. When it's your career, you're stuck in, man.
Yeah. Trenches. In the trenches.
And you don't have a whole lot. You dedicate 8+ hours a day to it.
Yep.
And sometimes more. Some of those people dedicate a lot of time.
Yep.
And it's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I commend them for it.
I feel that. I super feel that.
It's just different. It's built different is the words I would describe.
Yeah.
Describe them.
It takes a
special human being.
A special kind of person to turn a hobby into a career.
Yeah. You have to be so passionate.
You have to be very, very passionate. You have to be willing to
sacrifice.
And sacrifice. Because that's the difference between a hobby and a career other than, being paid for it.
Yep.
Is you get to do it on the side. You don't really have to devote, all your time to something.
Yep.
I paint Warhammer minifigures occasionally when I feel like it.
Yeah, as a hobby.
Yeah, as a hobby. It's just something I do sometimes. Right now, don't really feel like it, so I'm not doing it. But in a month or so, I might be like, oh, I really want to paint a lot. But
if that was something that you were doing,
and if I was buying models, putting them together, and selling them on eBay or Etsy or something like that, that would be something okay, I have to sit down for however long and batch paint or
hours, dude.
Yeah, hours.
Days on hours.
Yes, just I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
It would make you hate it.
Yeah, it would make
It
me
would
hate
make
it.
you hate it.
Yes.
You'd be like, whoa, like, do I really want to do this? And so, like, when I get, most of my friends are pretty chill about me watching football, right? Because a lot of my friends actually really enjoy watching football as well. But when on Sundays, like during the football season, on most Sundays, I'm like locked in from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Yep.
Right? I am locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I have friends, specifically one of our friends,
Yep.
that gets very upset with me because I'm not going to hang out with them because I'm going to watch football and they don't like football.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I really like this stuff. I would like to watch it. Like, I'm sorry you don't like it. That is not my fault that you don't like it. You just don't like it.
Yeah.
And
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
And that's okay. Like, I'm not going to be mad at you. My dad and I were I was talking to him about it, and he's like, that's un-American. Not liking football. I was like, I mean, you're not wrong. But
I have a casual appreciation for the sport. Like,
yeah, and you don't have to be a freaking like football incel like I am, where you just sit there and watch it all day, right? Like where you're just like football,
yeah,
and you're just like so deeply into it that you like analyze every stat. You have like 6 fantasy leagues, and which I don't anymore. I only have 2, which is still plenty.
That's very plenty.
And where you're just like reading every single article that ever comes out. But you know, like a casual football fan, you're like, hey, let's watch the game.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I like
cool.
watching every once in a while. I like watching a game. Like we'll talk over Discord, and we'll watch a game together.
Yeah,
that's super fun for me.
Yeah, because then you have someone to bounce off of.
Yeah, and I can be like, Nova, why did they call that play?
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, this is.
And I'll be like, oh, and then I get to learn something.
Yeah, it's different when you're watching it by yourself, especially if you're not a like super fan.
Yeah, it would just be like if
cool.
if it was me, I'd have the game on and just be doom scrolling.
Yeah,
the whole time.
And then you'd like the announcer would say something like,
and you'd be like, oh,
in excited voice. You look up really for a second. You're like, oh, that's cool play, and then you go right back. To
yeah,
your phone.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Is I literally like my phone is way off to the side.
Yeah,
I'm like so locked in. It is different, and that's why a lot of people at my job who I talk to about it, or people who talk to me in general, are like, man, why do you know so much? And I was like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
We did a fun little exercise with another of our buddies who was over there. I don't want to name him because we're trying to be anonymous with people
until we get their permission.
Until we get the permission. So the buddy who lives there, the other buddy who just moved in with him, and the buddy that came later.
Okay, came later.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He is also a big sports fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's competitive, as most men are. We're pretty competitive about most things. He and I have gotten into debates before about this stuff, which is fun because I know he actually knows what he's talking about most of the time. He's a big Saints fan specifically, but and that's fine because I'm a big Seahawks fan specifically, but I also enjoy the wider league as it is. And we were comparing like knowledge of the sport, and he's like, you're not such a big super fan that you couldn't name like all 32 head coaches right now, could you? I'm like, bet.
Bet.
So he went on the computer and he looked up every single head coach currently in the NFL, including the ones that just recently got hired. And he's like, okay, I'm like, name a team. And he names the team, and I'm like, boom. He's like, no way. Names another team. I named every single head coach.
That's awesome.
And he's like, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
I was like, yeah, I did that. A little freaky, a little obsessive, but I could do it. I could legitimately do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably do it right now, but that's too much work.
Yeah, there'd be some dead air for sure.
There would be
There'd be a lot of thinking.
I would have to give you the list of every team, and then I could rattle them off.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
So like, I mean, we'll have to save that for another episode. But
if we do a dedicated football episode, we'll do that.
Yeah, and I will flex a little.
Yes.
And he's like, okay, now you got to do offensive coordinators. I'm like, that's a little too rich for me.
A little too rich for my blood.
Head guy I know.
Yeah.
Right, the head coach. And the head coaches are generally more famous than any other person in the organization that's not a player,
Yeah.
Or sometimes the GMs are very famous too, but they have to be like an established, like the guy for the Seahawks, like Schneider, or like the guy for the Ravens, Ozzie Newsome. Like those guys are established. They've been around a minute. They're very well good at their job. Or like the Philly guy, Howie Roseman. Like those guys are like so all encompassing on how good they are at their job, and they've been there for so long that they're famous enough that people know who they are. There's some general managers that you just know. And, like, general knowledge, I guarantee you most people don't even know who a general manager is.
Yeah.
Right.
Zero idea.
Like, head coach, you might know who the head coach
Like,
is.
I knew Pete Carroll was the head coach for a little while,
famous,
but, like...
super famous.
But, like...
Because he was the head coach. Right? And he's front and center.
Yeah.
It's him and the quarterback are usually front and center.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our new head coach, Mike McDonald, young stud, like, he's going to be front and center for a while, and he's going to get more and more famous. And Pete also has a personality where he's just going to be famous.
Sure.
Because he was he just makes sense as a coach. And now he's the coach of the Raiders. So that's interesting to me. See how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
But yeah, casual fans aren't going to know a lot of this stuff. And when people are like, I have friends that are almost as obsessive as I am, and they get surprised when a casual fan doesn't know something. And I'm like, guys, we're freaks.
We need to relax.
They're not going to know that. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh, you don't know who the third string running back is for the team? I'm like, no, you idiot. Like, why would they know that?
Dude, I don't even know what a running back is.
The guy that runs the ball.
Oh, okay. Well, see, now I do.
Okay, there we go. See, there you go.
Hey.
There you go. Running back. You're in the backfield and you run.
Oh, okay. See, that makes sense.
Also called halfback. So it can be confusing. HB. But running back, RB. They call them running backs more often than they do halfbacks now.
Okay. Well, hey, see, I learned something.
Wide receiver, you know what a wide receiver is?
I know what a wide receiver is.
There you go. Offensive lineman.
Yep.
Obviously.
Offensive and
Tackle,
defensive lineman.
Guard, center, guard, tackle.
Yep.
D lineman, D tackle, D tackle. An NT is a nose tackle, which means they're over the center of the ball. Anyway, I'm gonna get it
banned.
Yeah, I'm getting banned. Jack is banning me, guys.
Banned.
I've been told to stop. I've been told you're done.
You're done.
He's cut me off.
So,
I've been cut off.
We're winding down here.
Yeah, just had a great casual conversation.
Yeah. And what are you doing the rest of your day, Nova?
Oh, it's a good one. What am I going to do the rest of my day? I'm probably going to go get some lunch when we're done.
Oh, we could do that together if you want.
We could do that together, actually. We'll go get some lunch for sure. That sounds good. And then you're going to go play D&D.
Which I'm very nervous about.
Oh, no, you should extrapolate on that. I want to hear about that. I want to hear about that.
So, I will...
Jack is in a D&D group that I used to be a part of that I quit not too long ago.
Yeah. So, our group...
D&D, ladies and gentlemen, is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. Our party, our adventuring group, has been tasked with saving some hostages from a dam that has been taken over by bandits. This is our kind of...
The bandits are coming.
In-game, one of the NPCs, non-player characters that the Dungeon Master controls, is kind of like our boss, in a sense. She's like a duchess or something like that.
She has entrusted you with a task.
Yes, she can't personally get involved due to political mumbo jumbo in the world that our Dungeon Master has created. So she sent us to go do it, and we're nervous because our plan to infiltrate the dam is thus: fake a dead drop. So the bandits request supplies from the local town. So we were going to ambush the people who went to pick up the delivery and then sneak in from there. Dress as...
Classic heist maneuver.
Yes, dress as some of the bandits, use invisibility to sneak in. Normal, fantasy D&D kind of plan. From there, we have a thing called a portable window. Which is if you're familiar with the old Bugs Bunny concept of the portable hole, where you can put this a black circle on a wall and you can step through.
Or if you played the Portal games.
Or if you played the Portal games. Either concept.
Bugs Bunny's probably a lot more graspable.
It works a lot like that. So our plan is to sneak down to where the hostages are, use the portable hole, or window, rather, to get everybody out. Because we have a giant, 120-foot rope ladder to get them all down to the lake below, and then sneak out with them. Our point of apprehension is we've used all of our combat resources during the ambush. So all of our spell users have used all of their spells. My character actually has some resources left because I'm playing a martial character. I'm a fighter, so I just basically hit stuff with a hammer.
Big punch, big slam.
Yeah, so I have most of my resources left, but we used a lot of our resources, and Now we're like,
there's also no way to recover them safely
well,
within the time frame.
yes, it takes 8 hours to recover in-game 8 hours to recover all your stuff. So it's not like we can just. That's kind of what we're debating. Do we get our resources back and then try and do this thing?
And then there's also the point where the Dungeon Master, our friend, could create a point where, like, if you wait this long, they could have moved the hostages or something by now.
It's probably not that. It would probably be they send more people.
Yeah, so it makes it harder. So the difficulty
to use more resources.
Yeah. To just immediately expend the resources you just regained.
Or it makes us more suspicious to try and get our plan to infiltrate rather than
it could make
literally
it more
kick the door in.
Yeah.
It's like, I've already told our group, I'm happy to just kick the door in and just kill everybody. Yeah. Like, if that's the way we got to do this, that's the way we got to do this, that's the way we got to do
righteous justice for these bandits.
Yeah. They're holding like 60 hostages. And there's a lot of bandits. There's a real possibility that our party dies. And
so Jack and our other buddy are very apprehensive about it.
Yeah.
Well, apprehensive is not the right word for our other buddy.
Yeah, he's
hoping.
He's a maniac.
True maniac.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing with the rest of my day. So I'm feeling a little anxiety about that.
Hey man, it's gonna go well. You guys are gonna kill it.
Yeah, I hope so.
And by kill it, I mean all those bandits.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those of you who have no idea what Dungeons & Dragons is, a brief explanation. It is a theater of the mind role-playing game.
It's collaborative storytelling.
Where you play as a character within a set universe. And your dungeon master, the person who's creating the universe.
Or just running the game from a module.
From a module, yes. But in this scenario, our dungeon master
has created
the universe.
Yep.
And you play a story out within the universe, playing a character that you have created.
Yep. You're telling the story along with
theater of the mind.
Yep. You're telling the story along with the other players and the dungeon master.
It's very good for creative and imaginative role playing.
Yes, it's a really good time. It's a really good time. I like it a lot. It's a creative outlet.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I used to love playing it, and then I stopped.
Brain too much.
Brain drain, dog.
Yeah.
I got the hard brain drain from it.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm probably going to go home and just relax and vibe and veg out, after lunch and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll probably go online and play some games with our other buddies, but
yeah.
Other than that, I am beat from the week and from yesterday was a long day.
It was a long day yesterday, yeah.
I was up at 3:30 a.m. to go to work.
Yep.
And then I went to bed at 12:30 a.m.
Yep. Yeah, that's a long day. It's a long day.
But my bed is comfy, and I've discovered before we go to bed, before we wind down the podcast, an interesting topic I wanted to bring up.
Sure.
I have found out as an adult that I know it's different for you because I know we've talked about this. I can go to bed like that.
Oh, for me it's staying asleep.
Oh, okay.
I can sleep. I can fall asleep anywhere, anytime.
I am good at both of those things.
Yeah.
It is remarkable. Like I have my charger right next to me because I use my phone as my alarm clock when I actually need to use it.
Sure. Yeah.
So I have my little portable wireless charger that I just throw up there on my dresser, and it's right next to me. But I also have to still reach for it, so I have to actually.
You have to get out of bed.
So it works. It works really well. And then I have my sleep mask that has headphones in it.
Oh, there you go.
So I'll play soothing sounds to go to bed. But lately, I'll watch a YouTube video before I go to bed, which is not exactly the smartest thing, but it is what it is because I want to wind down, relax for a minute, and half the time I'll conk out, just start falling asleep, and my phone will just sit there and not be charging, and I'm like, okay, well I need it to be charging. So luckily sometimes if I have to wake up and I have to pee, I'm like, okay, and then I put the phone back on the charger.
Yeah.
Because if it goes out on my alarm clock, so
yeah,
I do need to maybe get.
There's a Samsung update that is just draining my battery.
Oh, my battery's been a drainer for a minute.
That
just
before the Samsung update, I would have apps open all day and I would get maybe down to 80%. Now I'm getting down to 50. It's just,
bruh. I wish. I'm probably down to 35 right now.
Yeah,
but I also didn't get to fully charge it last night.
Oh well, there you go.
I fell asleep with it in my hand. As it happens. But yeah, man. What a fun episode, Jack.
This was a good one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I think this is our best one yet by far.
Yeah. Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Two Shmucks and a Bunch of Yucks. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.
Peace.